Welcome again to another video. In this video we're going to talk about the appearance section and kind of the sublinks and the different functions in this section. The earlier videos we basically talked about posts, media manager, your link manager, your page manager, and your comments manager. And these are all things that you're going to want to basically they're independent of how your site looks. Okay, the appearance is just that. If I were to make an analogy, I would call this section up here a mannequin, alright? And I would call the appearance section its clothes. Regardless of what your site looks like, it's very arguable that this area up here, especially your posts and your pages and perhaps your links, are going to be your most important items, simply because these are the elements that deliver content to your users, period. And there's a big argument as to how much the appearance of your site weighs into that. Obviously you want to have an attractive site, obviously you want to have a good looking site, but I would argue that even then the goal of a good looking site and an attractive site is to basically promote a friendly environment to deliver everything that you've done here. So a lot of new webmasters, I notice, get tied up on the appearance. They get really tied up on how their site looks. You know, they maybe want it to look flashy or professional or whatever. When you're really missing the main point, especially if you're talking about a blog and WordPress's strength, and that is delivering valuable content. So pay attention to your posts, your media, your links, your pages. Make sure all that's in order, because that is then going to complement how your site looks. It shouldn't be the other way around. It shouldn't be the look of your site complements your content. The look should be secondary to what your message and what your site delivers. So pending that that's all solid and that's good, we have a whole appearance section. And basically when you're on the default tab here, when you just click appearance, it'll show themes. And the theme is basically means template. When you see the word theme, think template. And it comes with two themes by default, and as you can see, there's little thumbnails of what the theme looks like. So of course my blog has this theme right now. You know, the blue top, very basic, very simple. Again, this is the default theme, but to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of sites that use it. But let's say I want to use this other theme that's available. When I do, it'll pop up and kind of give me a preview of what things would look like, and basically to activate it, it's in the upper right hand corner, activate WordPress Classic, and it'll give you the name of it. And it says new theme activated, and if I visit the site, lo and behold, it changed the way it looked. And this is basically like clothes, okay? Again, this is like the mannequin, this is like the body, okay? And this is like a jacket or clothes or a t-shirt. WordPress is very cool, like with most content management systems, and there's a link at the bottom that says WordPress theme directory. And if you go to that, there are literally there's hundreds and hundreds of themes. 524 themes as of the time I clicked this link. And basically you can download all these totally free, okay? And when you do, and you follow the download or the upload instructions to your site, which basically the upload instructions say to install a theme, you generally just need to upload the theme folder into the folder wp-content/themes, and you place the files you get from those downloads into that directory. And then when you do, or if you have to unzip it, basically it's going to show up as a thumbnail. So if you've got 20 themes, then it's going to show like 20 thumbnails basically, and you can just click on any one of them at any given time, change the way your site looks, just like if you went to your closet and wanted to change your t-shirt or something. And that's basically covering themes or the way your site will look. The next link down is called widgets. Go ahead and click on that. And basically widgets, if you look, pages, calendar, archives, links, meta, search, recent posts. If you go to the front end of your site, pages, blog roll, recommended, categories, search, archives, meta, this is all going to match all these areas here. And here's how this works, because this can be kind of confusing. If I go and I add pages, okay, and it's important because you got to hit this Save Changes button for anything that you do to take effect. You're going to notice that when I hit Save Changes and I view the front end of my site, all the other widgets disappeared, okay, and only Pages shows. So basically, if this is empty, this section, and you can hit Remove, okay, and that puts it back in this list, and make sure you hit Save Changes. If this is empty, then it's going to show all the widgets by default, and that's why it shows all of them now. Otherwise, if I want to be selective on only which ones show, maybe I want the pages to show, I want links to show, and I want the search bar to show. I'm going to hit Save Changes, and then when I go back to the front end of the site, Pages, Blog Roll, Recommended Companies, and Search Bar. Those are the only ones that show. And let me just explain that. The links constitute Blog Roll and Recommended Companies, because in an earlier video, we talked about the Links Manager, and those are two categories I created. So basically, links is representing the Links Manager tool, whether you want all the categories to show or not. Otherwise, again, if I remove these, and hit Save Changes, then by default it's going to show everything in the right hand side. So it's kind of some confusion there, but yeah, if you want to manually be selective on what shows up, then add them. Otherwise, if you add nothing, everything will show by default. And then finally, kind of for the more advanced user, you have an editor option, and basically what this does is it allows you to edit the files that make up the look of whatever theme that you're using. And if you'll notice up here, it says select the theme to edit, and of course this will give a drop down box of all the available themes that you have, and there are only two in here are the ones that come by default. And that, when you select that, will bring up the files: footer, PHP, header, pop-up, sidebar. And for example, sidebar, if I open that up, here's the code, okay, that makes up the sidebar of my site, or basically, in essence, what makes up this. And again, this is kind of for more advanced users because we are dealing with code. However, this is a really good spot to put a Google AdSense link. A lot of people ask, well, where do I put affiliate material? This is where you would go. You would go to edit your theme, and you'd actually have to kind of piece or figure out where in the code it would go. So for example, if you had a 120 by 600 Google ad code, I would go to your sidebar and then just kind of play around pasting it in different places, and then hitting update file, and then checking the front end of your site here to see where that ad would show up, or that vertical Google ad. And the same with any other affiliate material, or material that you're given to copy and paste. And that's basically going to be the same for every file here. And you also have style sheets. So if you know anything about CSS, this is where you can change that. And again, this tool allows you to not have to go into your cPanel. You can do it all right here and update the file. So it makes it very convenient to get a little bit more detailed in changing the themes that you do get. So that kind of concludes this video. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.